How's it going, everyone? College Lefty, and in this video I'm going to be using the best team in Diamond Dynasty, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Now, the best team is a little bit subjective, and a lot of people told me that I missed out on Javier Baez in my last ranking video. I personally like Ketel Marte at shortstop a little bit more, but Javier Baez is definitely a really good card, so I'm going to be using him at shortstop even though I didn't have him ranked in the top 5. Every single other card is ranked in the top 5, at least in my opinion. I guess the only other player that might not be is Shohei Ohtani, but we're going to be using Nolan Ryan on the mound anyway. So let's go ahead and get into a game of ranked seasons. It's been a little bit since I've played some ranked seasons, so we are going to be on all-star difficulty, but I'm going to work my way up. Now that I'm going back to school, back to work, I'm not going to have as much time to grind some of the offline stuff in Diamond Dynasty, so I'm mainly going to focus my content on ranked seasons. Probably get into a little bit of Battle Royale. I haven't done that at all this year, and I really want to try and get some of the brand new rewards when those come out in a couple weeks. But so far, Nolan Ryan is really good in this game. He is a little bit difficult to control. Here we have an opportunity for Andrew McCutchen, his very first fielding opportunity, and this one is definitely on me. I took a bad route. I should have been running more diagonally to the right rather than the left. Trying to get behind that baseball. I think he would have caught it if I did. And that play out there in the outfield might cost us a run. We have Pablo Sanchez with a fielding opportunity. He does have 87 blocking attribute. But I think I need to increase his weight a little bit. Tend to miss some balls out there. But he is able to get to that one. 80 speed at catcher position. He got to that wild pitch / pass ball. And we didn't give up that run. So that was big. And the reason why that's so important is because if you give up a run early on when using Nolan Ryan, he's going to be a little bit more difficult to control. Right here, the opponent has the bases loaded. I'm going with the fastball. If he turns on that, hits a grand slam, it's going to be very difficult for me to make it past the 5th or 6th inning with Nolan Ryan. The individual pitch confidence on the circle change and the 12-6 curveball is really important because you have to be able to throw those two pitches so that way you're not just throwing fastball sinker combination. That's the one thing about Nolan Ryan is that if the opponent tends to hit those two off-speed pitches, then you really have to warm somebody up. You have to consider taking them out. But in the second inning, we go deep 3 times. This one is back-to-back with Juan Soto and Jackie Robinson, and then the first home run off the foul pole with George Brett. We take a 3-0 lead, and now we're looking to put up a 0. We got 2 outs already. Throw a sinker, missed to the right, threw it right down the middle, and Dansby Swanson goes deep on a perfect. Dansby Swanson is one of my top shortstops in the entire game. That guy has a really good swing, and so far with Javier Baez, we really haven't done anything through these 3 innings. Here we have Babe Ruth, and this is an interesting swing right here. 43-degree launch angle on a changeup that I was definitely out in front, was way underneath it, but it goes out. Very next batter, Pablo Sanchez, who has had his attributes adjusted a little bit with his equipment items. Squares this one up. That was a good swing. Pitch below the strike zone might have caused that to affect it a little bit. But I felt like I got under it. Just didn't pull it enough. It was the same launch angle as the Babe Ruth swing, just in a different location. But Julio Rodriguez is picking us up with the solo shot. That was a fastball up and away, something I was looking for. We got on base with a jammed hit from Jackie Robinson. We stole second, move him over, and Andrew McCutchen comes up and delivers his first RBI base hit for the squad. I kind of wish I would have had a little bit of a better debut with him, but so far he is 1 for 2, almost beat out an infield single as well in this one, but we're up 6-1 in the top of the 5th inning. We have Nolan Ryan still in the game because we've been able to get out of a couple pitching jams, right? Giving up only 1 run. It was a solo shot, and then we were able to get the confidence back up facing the next batters. But Pablo Sanchez got a little bit robbed on that last hit. I felt like if I would have waited back on that a little bit longer, I might have been able to get under it and hit it out the other way for a home run. But I did end up taking out Javier Baez and putting in Ketel Marte. Ketel Marte, to me, is one of the best cards in the entire game. The card is definitely above a 93 overall. The only reason it is a 93 overall is because he has a primary position of center field. If that card had a primary position of shortstop or second base, he would actually be a higher overall, probably a 95 or a 96 before the parallel system. But anyway, we have 12 strikeouts with Nolan Ryan, and he's pitching in the top of the 8th. Now this guy has a chance. But I was really mixing up the outside fastball and the inside fastball, and that's why he was taking that pitch. I was throwing up and away. I would come back with an off-speed pitch, then I would try and freeze him with a fastball inside, and this specific opponent was just having a tougher time with those locations. If this opponent was on the fastball early on or the changeup early on, that would have definitely limited my options. But that's what makes Nolan Ryan so tough, is the fact that he does have those overpowering pitches as well as 120 hits in K per 9. But here, Julio Rodriguez delivering another RBI double. I'm surprised that one got over his head. We make a bad swing with Ketel Marte, but he is able to have that contact attribute, put the ball in play, and it results in another RBI. So I'm not mad that I brought him in. He went 1 for 1 with a base hit and an RBI. Jackie Robinson delivering his second home run of the ball game here, his 3rd for the squad. Definitely did better with Jackie Robinson here in this one game of ranked seasons than I did while using him in the event. I thought that was kind of interesting. But once again, Jackie Robinson and Juan Soto go back-to-back 2 times in this game. Back-to-back home runs twice. I think it was in the 4th and then again in the 8th. But now we're in the 9th, so we just need 3 outs. I went ahead and brought in Gregory Soto just because Nolan Ryan was at about 110, 115 pitches, and I wanted to pinch hit. I pinch hit Joe Mauer. I was going for the mercy rule. I was going for the walk-off solo shot with Joe Mauer to give us that 10-run mercy rule, and we ended up getting a base hit with him. I just did not capitalize with McCutchen as the leadoff hitter. He had a chance. He had a chance in his debut to walk it off. But he did not. So anyway, we're down to the last out. He's going to try and steal second, and Jackie Robinson thinks we're playing showdown. He's not even covering the base. I think Pablo Sanchez would have threw him out to end the game, but we are going to have an opportunity to make this play to end it. Julio Rodriguez with a weird grab. I'm surprised Julio Rodriguez made that play, and I dropped the first one with Andrew McCutchen, but that's why I mentioned that it was on me. I feel like if I took a better route with the McCutchen play, I would have been able to catch it like I did with Julio Rodriguez. But anyway, I am going to use Elly De La Cruz in the next video at shortstop, but I think I'm also going to go back to Javier Baez. I want to say there are multiple options you can use right now, top 5 guys at each position. There's probably between 10 to 15 guys at each position that you can probably pull together and come up with a list of the top 5 at each. But right now, it's probably a pretty good opportunity to buy some of these batting gloves. I know when I made the video yesterday, the prices went way up, and that's kind of what I was talking about. That's what I was saying would happen. And now that they've dropped down a little bit, they might be a pretty good investment. But that's going to do it for this video, using the best team in Diamond Dynasty. Hopefully you all enjoyed. Peace out.